Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So we've had a lot of shall we say, dramatic uh, news recently, and I highly recommend. I caught this video this morning by Chase Hughes. He is an expert in psyops, and he comes to the same conclusion that I did. Of course, he says it much better and with much more backing with his expertise. But I highly recommend this video. And basically, he's saying the same thing. What I call globalists, he calls covert elites. He says, there's the elites we know about and those we don't. So, yeah, watch his video. Same as so many people are saying, divide and conquer techniques going on here with what happened. Hi, good morning, Miss Demelia, 28. Yeah, so I mentioned that first, get that out of the way. And next, I want to talk about one more thing before I get to the main topic that's been kind of bothering me. Is that for the past few days, I just want to know, is it just me? Is it because AI has me in a certain echo chamber? Because I keep seeing breaking news, Prince Harry or King Charles, and I'm in America, okay? So I'm wondering, I'm thinking to myself, well, breaking news is usually something universal, right? Like we all get the same breaking news. Um, I don't know. Maybe we get different breaking news. And perhaps I'm asking the wrong crowd because people who watch this are going to be probably in the same echo chamber. But I'm just wondering, is anybody else, is it just me? Am I the only one getting Prince Harry news here? Like this one today. This one. Again, breaking news, big box. Prince Harry visits Ukraine. Why is that in my breaking news? I didn't get a breaking news about the assassination, but I did get breaking news about Prince Harry. So what's that about? What is that about? Mainstream media controlled by the globalists. Yes, but I'm just wondering, is this just my echo chamber, or are you all getting the same thing? Are you waking up and looking, just opening your browser and getting this flung in your face? That's my first question, because I don't want this in my breaking news. I mean, yes, I cover Harry and Meghan in videos for tarot readings, but I don't consider them a news story. They are just Hollywood celebrities. They're just fluff that you look at when, you want to do a tarot reading or something. So they are not of importance in uh, America. But it looks like they may be trying, it appears with their PR. So this is what they do this. They put themselves and shove, and this has been going on for a long time. It's not just now. When they had their quote catastrophic car chase, same thing at a big red bar. It was even bigger than this. It was a big red box and had a big red bar across the whole entirety of the front news page here. And it said, breaking Harry and Meghan in catastrophic car chase. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, it was portrayed in such a way that you would expect like a deadly hurricane or an earthquake about to happen would be broadcast on your screen. They made such a big deal about it when we all know it was a joke. The whole thing was just a lie, a PR lie of Harry and Meghan. So they have Harry and Meghan in their public relations have been abusing us psychologically, constantly beating us over the head with breaking news, Harry and Meghan, breaking news. And then they turn around and complain that people talk about them. It's like, oh my God, these middle aged white women and their YouTube accounts talking about us, complaining. It's like, yeah. But you're going to abuse me first thing every morning with breaking news. Meghan broke a nail, right? Yeah, I'm gonna complain about it. You see, this is the kind of ephemeral experience And this is the reason I pointed out, right? I think you call this an ephemeral experience. Like normally you can't really show it. There's no statistics on it. No one's talking about it, but it's there and it's affecting you, right? It's affecting us. So I'm taking the time now to point it out directly that this has been going on for years, and for them to constantly shove themselves in front of our face with their public relations and then turn around and complain that we talk about them, right? Well, then go away. Stop. That's why I keep saying to their PR, leave us alone. You are abusing us psychologically, and that's a fact. So, all right. So I want to get that. So that was the first question. Are you seeing this like I am? Or maybe the AI is just targeting me. Are they really, maybe AI is saying let's really fill her breaking news with Harry Meghan crap just to watch her react. Like I don't know. It's possible, right? Because with AI you could be really personalized about it. Maybe I don't know. I'm not. So that's why I ask you all if you're seeing crap like this in your breaking news every morning. You know. So that's that, the nonsense. But there's more nonsense. And this now I'm gonna get to the subliminal stuff. There's this stuff. Right. So I've recently, well not recently, but every now and then I get drawn into because right, so that on the left here is Eugenia Cooney, 31-year-old famous TikToker, YouTuber, who is, anorexic. She has been for a long time. She's been online since she was 18, 19. She's made millions of dollars uh, doing basically nothing but, talking to the camera, talking to people, and then selling makeup and whatnot. And people keep tuning in. They're like, oh my God, you need help. Oh my God, somebody help her. People have called the authorities, whatever. But Eugenia Cooney on the left, she denies that she has a problem. I don't know. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm fine. I'm perfectly healthy. She even brought her mother out to talk to the people on camera and say, oh, no, she's fine. She's perfectly healthy, blah, blah, blah. So this has been a huge, so there's a huge following of Eugenia Cooney. There are YouTube channels dedicated to covering her. She's, it's like Harry and Meghan in a way, because Harry and Meghan have a following of people who follow what they do and react. Well, Eugenia Cooney has a similar following of people who watch her constantly. But the difference is Eugenia Cooney does lives every day. So you can interact with her. And of course, she gets paid that way because people are constantly giving her tips and whatnot. So it's her business. That's her. She's an influencer. And then you have, of course, on the right is Megalodon from that picture when she went to In-N-Out Burger. And I was wondering, I'm like, why am I drawn to watching this Eugenia Cooney stuff? And I realized, there seems to be a connection here. And I think there's two connections. One is that they're both Satanists. We have proof of Eugenia's Satanism. A picture I'm going to show you in a minute. Megalodon hasn't posed for anything overtly Satanist, but we know she is a Satanist without a doubt. She's so evil. And yeah, it's got those chickens in the backyard, among other things. But I've noticed. I mean, do you see the similarities of what I'm talking about, of what's being pushed and what's being made popular, and the algorithms of TikTok and YouTube have over the past 10 years, in Eugenia's case, promoted and monetized and allowed to make, at first, when I first many years ago became aware of Eugenia Cooney, I thought, how could they promote her so highly? Like, the algorithms are boosting her up. We're boosting her up. Now they seem to be cracking down a little bit 10 years later, but only because she appeared to get sick on camera, like she was going to pass out. And I suspect that they're worried that she's going to die on camera. But, it's apparent that she's very unhealthy, and it's really evil just pushing this on young people, especially this type of imagery. And this was promoted by the powers that ought not be. And it's very evil, it's very satanic in its intent. So you see this anorexic girl, and I'm not even showing you the body picture. If you see how Eugenia's body looks, it's horrifying. I mean, she looks like a concentration camp survivor. Uh, you see all her bones. It's just really gross. And well, Megalodon seems to be getting there. Now we know that on the right, Meghan Markle, she's lost a lot of weight, a lot of weight, and I don't know if it's been confirmed that it's Ozempic. I believe rumor that his I think Crazy Days and Nights came out and said she's on Ozempic. But now both of these people are in denial or pretend to be in denial. So Eugenia on the left says, "No, no, I'm perfectly fine. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not anorexic." And Meghan on the right has just never discussed it. Normally when actresses, prominent people lose a lot of weight, they're proud of it and they want to talk about it. Like, yeah, I did this. It's great. But she doesn't. Neither of them do that. Neither of them will talk about the fact that they look like they're literally starving to death. They want to pretend like everything's fine. It's perfectly normal. Nothing to see here. Yeah, and they both, two Satanists, right? Two different generations of Satanists, I guess. The younger generation, Gen Z on the left, and millennial on the right. Yeah, so there's that. And then of course, all right, so on my main page in, your when you first open your YouTube browser, these two videos were right next to each other. And I thought, is that a coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. Again, it could just be my algorithm because I've watched both of them. But again, I get sort of this idea of both of them being messaged at the same time. Maybe it's not just me. I don't know. But I just thought it was so odd. I'm like, wow. I mean, is this a coincidence that these two are constantly, at least from what I see, promoted together? All right. So the weight loss, the Satanists and weight loss. So we do know that Oprah has been taking the Ozempic and has lost a substantial amount of weight and has been, posing for pictures. Her Instagram is full of her in expensive gowns. She's very happy with the Ozempic and bragging, basically showing it off, so Oprah, another Satanist, has been and is pushing the Ozempic and I think the spokesperson until she had a severe diarrhea. And as her friend Gail King said, it was coming out both ends and it was all over her car. And that became a huge story. And then Oprah apparently was dropped by Ozempic from all appearances. And she's no longer the queen of Ozempic. Of course, it makes sense, Ozempic, and you go, oh, Oprah, right? So I think she was the first Ozempic person, Ozempic pusher, I should say. Yeah, she's still out there showing off her weight loss. Now, also another thing besides Prince Harry breaking news, what I'm seeing every time I open a browser, whether it's on YouTube or the internet, I am getting the advertisements of Serena Williams, Meghan Markle's satanic pal here, who is heavily pushing the Ozempic everywhere. She's got the commercials on her Instagram, and every single time I open the browser, she's being heavily pushed, heavily promoted. So there does seem to be this, and we all know about Ozempic and the dangers of Ozempic, right? I mean, this is common knowledge that there are, dozens, if not hundreds, of lawsuits against this drug. Very dangerous. And yet it's being heavily pushed by these women, by Oprah, now by Serena, and as well as it being an injection there, which of course they want everybody to be injected with something. Yeah, so like, coincidence or not. And what else do I have here? I have this one. Okay, so this is the proof that Eugenia Cooney that I just showed earlier with Meghan. She posted this picture on her social media, and I have a time date stamp. I got this from another YouTuber who covers her. And yeah, you can't be any more subtlety is not her thing. It's quite clear that she's part of, satanic cult. Nobody poses in a picture like that unless you are, proud of being a Satanist. That's all I gotta say. This is when she posted it on her, I guess her Twitter account, perhaps in November 2021. And November 2021 was a very evil time. The fall of 2021 is probably the most evil time in our history, right? That's when Biden was doing his, our patience is wearing thin. You better get that injection. What's the matter with you? Do it now. You're all mandated. So a very evil time in our history. And here she is, Eugenia Cooney, with blood emojis, devil emojis, and her 666. So yeah, so this girl is, unquestionably a Satanist, or part of a satanic group, which I think Megalodon is as well. And she's just a little bit more secretive about it. So it just seems to me, with everything going on, besides the assassinations and whatnot, we do have this other messaging going on, unspoken, because like I said, Megalodon is never discussed. But I do think there's this secondary messaging of PR towards encouraging people, women in particular, to want to be anorexic, to want to be unhealthy, thin, and acting like it's normal. Like, oh yeah, it's normal to be emaciated and starving to death. Because personally, considering how the globalists, the covert elite, if you will, how they want us to eat bugs and, whatever garbage food that you've heard, like all their food that they want to make has no nutrients in it. They don't want you able to have healthy foods. They basically want everyone to look like this in the future. I think the globalists are hoping, because they are planning on ruining, allegedly, our banking system to bring out CBDCs or stable coins, which will cause a lot of everybody to live. It will crash the dollar, and it will cause everyone to be poor and not be able to afford food and whatnot. So I'm getting that. That's what I'm hearing. And everyone will end up starving and looking like this. Like, I think the globalists want everyone to look like this, to go from being, because, America is a very overweight country, a lot of overweight people, and which is also caused by the globalists and their poisons and their seed, their saturated fats and corn syrup and seed oils that are very unhealthy and have ruined people's metabolism. So now they turn around and give you another poison after poisoning you with poisonous food from Monsanto. They turn around and try to poison you with an injection to basically have this venom. Literally venom from a reptile. Paralyzes your stomach and intestines and may kill you, but it will stop you from eating or feeling hunger too. So yeah, so there you have it. I do think that this is what the globalists want for everyone, and they want this to be the normal. I believe that's what I want to look at today, because it seems like this is the message, the unspoken message that the globalists are telegraphing with the public relations by broadcasting and emphasizing and using the algorithms to boost women who are starving to death. They're like, yeah, this is what you want to look like. Healthy now. You want to look like this, and we can help you with some. I forget the name of the reptile again. The venom of this lizard or something. Watch Dr. Artis on Rumble. He talks all about it, as well as many other people. But yeah, so there you have it. So I think that this is part. I'm going to look into this. And again, Megalodon has never discussed her weight loss, even though you can see she looks emaciated like Eugenia Cooney, right? I mean, they look like mother-daughter there, basically. Mother-daughter Satanists. Just really, really sickening, twisted, evil stuff. Let's take a look at this. Is this what they're trying to do? Are they showing their satanic? Is this a satanic thing? What are they trying to push everybody to starve to death? Because it seems like that's what the globalists want. Starve everyone to death while they have everything, give us nothing. You own nothing and be happy. Yeah. If you own nothing, you're not going to be eating too much. And I think that's what they're headed for. It looks like. Well, let's see. What is the messaging of all this with pushing this venom? No doubt has mRNA in it, in my opinion, on people to encourage them to become anorexic. Now, Eugenia did it the old-fashioned way, I should say. Eugenia doesn't seem to, as far as I know, take any Ozempic, but she could. Who knows? But she seems to have. She's Eugenia seems to be an old-fashioned anorexic because she's been this way for over 10 years. So she did it the hard way. She did it the old-fashioned way, restricting calories. Unlike the rest of them, the rest of them relied on the venom. So Eugenia will probably outlive the rest of them because she's a natural. She's not injecting herself with poison, as far as I know. But let's see. What are they trying to do with this messaging, this unspoken messaging, as far as Megalodon it goes? And, just having all of Meghan's friends, Oprah and Serena, all pushing the Ozempic, right? All pushing this diet drug that's poison, in my opinion. Yeah, making everybody anorexic. I mean, I know Big Pharma just wants to make money, but they're really targeting women here and the weight loss, and I would say Black women specifically, it seems. I mean, what are they expecting from this, and how's it going to go? All right, they have shuffled enough. Hi, the Wallace. How are you? Yes, loss of muscle. Yeah, causes loss of muscle exactly, and it's very hard to get that back, especially when you're middle aged, like Meghan Markle. Yeah, at least Serena has a lot of muscle to start with, I think, but the rest of them, they're in trouble. They're doomed. Let's see here. So, what are they trying to do here? PR. What are they trying to do here with this? Let's see what the cards show. Okay, general situation. Uh-huh. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. I look at this, I see this as globalist and just making a whole ton of money. All the money Big Pharma is making and raking in between mRNA shots and this. Woo! We got a lot of globalists making a lot of money. Yes. Money, 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 of course, is the basis. With their attitude above it. Oh, Three of Wands reversed. Yeah, and they're not thinking long term here. They're not trying to build up or create. They're trying to tear down. I think Three of Wands, like trying to build up something new, a new enterprise, and this is taking it down, just being destructive, making money while they destroy people's lives and health. Yeah. So it's not really trying to improve everyone's life and live long. Quite the contrary, quite the opposite, I think it looks like. You can also see this as kind of like the wands of the media, social media, sort of secret messaging. The way they seem to be pushing it. Hey Lydia, how are you? The way they see, yes, you got the emojis today, so am I live? Yeah, they seem to be subliminally in the media pushing this out in a way. especially with Eugenia and Meghan. It's not spoken with Meghan. Meghan has never discussed the Ozempic, but you can see her wasting away to nothing, and you know she's got to be taking something, right? But I think Meghan with her PR, she wants to pretend like, oh, I got this thin because of the stress of social media and all those middle-aged white women, right? You too. But she want to blame us instead of, Meghan's such a liar. She would do that, right? Base of it all, Seven of Pentacles. Oh yeah, Seven of Pentacles reversed. I take this as a health card, being destroying health here, destroying longevity. Here you've got something collecting the fruits of healthy growth, and this is reverse, destroying healthy people. Yeah, taking away their, and also, of course, taking their money and their health from them. Yeah. So the basis of it all is the basis, Knight of Wands. So showing off, they're trying to tap into people's desire to post on social media their before and after. I mean, people make whole YouTube channels and Instagram. It's a big deal, right? So if you are losing weight with Ozempic, I mean, people have TikTok channels and others dedicated to their documenting and showing off, just showing off and say, look at me, take that, and it's a big, you can get a pretty big audience there to witness your weight loss, and you're using this stuff. Yeah, normalizing the starved look because they will be starving everyone. Yeah, Lydia, that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Yes, yes. They want to glamorize it, and this could be seen as that too, pushing PR, because I see Wands also as PR, pushing this new ideal of beauty, the new beauty ideal that the globalists want you to consciously and unconsciously pick up is anorexic and starving to death is beautiful. They want to make that normal. Exactly. That's what I'm getting to. Yeah, there's another girl who was big in the news recently. She was anorexic as well. I forget what the story was about, but it was a big story about her. And I think she was in Nevada or something. She's an actress. I think she was an adult actress. And I guess maybe she didn't get a job or something. Or had some kind of drama. She had some YouTube, drama with her channel, getting a lot of attention. So anorexic women get a lot of attention. Well, not good women, generally girls. So there's a lot of pushback and a lot of reaction from everyone when you see a young woman with anorexia. If you want to see people reacting and reporting it and calling the authorities and trying to get them, rehab or whatever, it's a very big. It gets people's attention big time, even more than Harry and Meghan. I mean, Eugenia, she's made millions from the attention. And all she's done is just been like, "Hi guys, how you doing? Here's my new makeup routine." I mean, she does nothing, provocative or compelling. It's just looking at her and seeing her has made her so many people pay attention. So, anyways, what was led to this happening? I got King of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. Yeah, the idea money, health, destroying that. Making this disastrous decision to give out this people this injections to just poison themselves with this destructive agenda. And I think also perhaps the globalists, the pharmacists, afraid of losing money, they're desperate to make money any way possible. Yeah. Hi, Tiger Eye. How are you? And maybe desperate to destroy people's health as well. What are they expecting from this? Again, Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. They really are targeting a young audience for sure. And they want to get as many young women to follow suit and be influenced by this and to just want to do this, to starve, glamorizing it. Yeah, so Eugenia is really for the, like I said, the Gen Z, while Meghan's for the millennials, but they're both targeting young women, younger people. And of course, Meghan is always trying to reach out to younger people with Harry. So here you have this emaciated woman, being glamorized as a duchess, right? And looking like, a skeleton, kind of like Eugenia. So this is definitely to affect the health of and destroy the health. And particularly, they want the young people and the messaging with it. So what do they not want? Who are they afraid of or not want? Ooh, they don't want Ace of Swords. So they don't want people seeing them dying. Like I said, Eugenia's recently, she was on a video and I showed it. I posted this in an earlier video. I think it was for my Patreon members, but it was a recent, back in May. Eugenia was on making one of her daily lives and she started coughing a bit and she started feeling dizzy and she had to sit back and she was you could tell she was struggling with something. Like she looked like she could have died, basically. I mean, I don't think she was necessarily, but she could be at her weight. You could die. So immediately after that, TikTok disabled her monetization, and so then Eugenia has not been on TikTok since last May. So this is a big story, and all the YouTubers are talking about it. So I got onto this. But basically, TikTok was very concerned, and then TikTok immediately came out with new terms of service, which included eating disorders and how they're going to be blocking eating disorders and whatnot. So now Eugenia does not talk about herself having an eating disorder. She doesn't seem to think she has an eating disorder. So that's not really a topic, but you can see that they're getting nervous. I think that she's going to die on camera and they don't want to be held responsible, especially with Trump in office. So I think that's part of what happened here and is happening. So they don't want you to see them, dying like in the Pfizer lines and stuff. Like you saw so many videos of, I'm sure if you were watching alternative media, you just see so many videos of people on the ground. They're trying to resuscitate and they're carrying away, and everybody in line still stayed in line to get their shot. But anyhow, they don't want you seeing that. They don't want you. They don't want any of these. They don't want anyone seeing anyone passing away soon after taking their deadly jabs. And these Ozempic, there's so many lawsuits against them right now that people have been near death and their intestines just stop working. They die off. They had to get emergency surgery. It was all kinds of horror stories. Pancreatitis is a big pancreatitis, I believe, is a big one as well, requiring emergency surgery. So they're concerned that people are going to start dying after. And then as soon as people get a whiff of that, they're going to stop taking it, obviously. So they sort of try to hold that news back, Yeah, okay, Tiger Eye, you didn't receive the breaking news. Uh-huh. Okay, so is it just me then? Am I the only one? Are they harassing me like individually here with the Harry Meghan breaking news? Is it just me? I mean, are they trying to drive me crazy? I mean, it could be, right? You never know. AI, you could target people, right? Man, so you don't get that? Just me? I'm getting this? Damn. They're really out to aggravate me. See? Anyways, what are they hoping for from all this? Oh, look at that moon, major arcana. Yeah, they want to create the controversy and, of course, the division, right? The dog and the wolf. Everything these globalists do, and Big Pharma is part of the globalists, is to divide and make people crazy arguing about it. And of course, the controversy, like I said, Eugenia has controversial following, just like Harry and Meghan, with people debating them and arguing and say somebody's got to do something, and other people saying leave her alone. So you've got the two sides, just like with Harry and Meghan have been creating with their PR of their Sussex Squad terrorist group being supporting them while everyone else is sick of them and wishes they'd go away and shut up and etc. So you got the two camps. So with this weight loss and with this anorexic influence, emaciated influence that they're pushing with this Ozempic and whatnot, they are trying to get a lot of attention, which Eugenia has been getting, Oprah's been getting. Right now, Serena is getting a lot of attention. And Meghan, of course, is starving to death as well. they want this controversy. They want your attention drawn to this and people to debate it, and to make it a story, distract people for sure. So let's see, because if you see someone losing weight and you criticize them, like Megalodon, and say she looks, gross, they'll have their own bots, their big pharma bots, and big pharma has a lot of bots out there. I'm sure they'll have their big pharma bots come out and say, you're just jealous. You're just jealous, right? Like the Sussex Squad tried doing that. But you don't like Meghan, you're criticizing. You're just jealous that she got the prince. You wish you had Harry. I mean, but they seriously push this, and they think people are going to be fooled by that. Yeah, women will do anything to lose weight. Exactly. Exactly. It's a very sensitive topic. And that's why it's so evil that they push this injection, the swords, this deadly injection here, and that they're using these prominent people to push it. I mean, like I said, every time I open a browser, whether it's on YouTube or just social media, I get a picture of Serena with the injecting herself again and again. And again, this is like an ephemeral thing. It's like if I wasn't paying attention to it, if I tried, your unconscious is still absorbing it to normalize the idea of sticking needles in you. Like they want to normalize you self-injecting, right? They want to normalize you because big pharma, the pills aren't enough. They're not making enough. They want everybody with syringes in hand injecting themselves every morning. This is like the next step. They really want everyone, I believe, to, and that's why they keep pushing these images out there of Serena injecting herself like this. And that's something that you would never have seen in the media or the news. I think it's just starting now, really, that they're pushing this kind of, imagery and trying to normalize it, make it seem glamorous. Like, yeah, look, there's because normally when you see somebody with a syringe and they're injecting it in themselves, you think of a heroin addict, right? Or somebody who's addicted to drugs does that. It's not what normal people, healthy people do. But now they're trying to say, oh no, look, normal healthy people self-inject too, just like, and they put the syringe in a little plastic cover so it looks nicer. It doesn't look quite as bad as a drug user. I mean, but they want everybody doing this. So, but and right into the veins, and imagine what they can do when they put stuff in there that goes right into your veins. I mean, the damage they can do. But anyways, so how do they see the big pharma globalists pushing this? How do they see Meghan Markle with this? Three of Pentacles reversed. So I don't think they want to work with Meghan Markle. I think she wanted to work with them, but they didn't want to work with her for whatever reason. But I think that behind the scenes, I can take this as secretively. They are, Meghan is taking their stuff and they are, perhaps giving her a little bit behind the scenes, but they're not using her as their cover girl like Serena. How do they feel about Eugenia Cooney? Oh, Queen of Swords. So Eugenia, they see much more positively, I guess because she's not on Ozempic, she's just anorexic. So they see her as positive in that she's pushing the anorexic look. She's pushing that, and she's very popular as a result. Yeah, normalizing. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right, Lydia? Yeah. And you can see this with the woman with the injection here. She's like, in a way, Eugenia is pushing the shots because she's so thin. She's pushing that super thin look, even though she's not taking Ozempic. So yeah, so they're both doing this. So Meghan and Eugenia are both, making money pushing their anorexic looks, basically going on here. Very destructive to health, though. Yeah, but a lot of money being made. So how's it going to go in the near future here? How's it look? King of Cups. So I could look at that as doctors in general. King of Cups would be a caring man, one who's looking out. So I do think that more people like Dr. Artis and others are, have been warning and will continue to warn about this, the health implications of this. But they aren't going to have the attention that, especially of young people, that Eugenia or Megalodon would get. So But the news is out there. People know, people have been warning about this. So uh, I do see a positive decision here, maybe some kind of positive change as well, uh, to combat this in a quiet, calm way. In the long term, oh, wah, wah. Yeah, in the long term, I see a lot of heart damage as ever with big pharma injections. But I also see just a lot of pain, suffering, long term suffering that people are going to experience because they took this. And of course, again, we got swords. So, yeah, reverse. Like I said, there's an excess of sort of not being as prominent in the news. You have to go searching for it to find it, but still there. A lot of pain and suffering, a lot of horror stories. Yeah. So it's not going to end well for people taking this, and it's obviously bad idea right from the start. But yet again, they just get prominent people like Oprah or Serena or whatever, and glamorize anorexia and glamorize injecting themselves until a few years later when they have to admit in court, oh yeah, I think we managed to injure and kill some people. Yeah, fasting info is everywhere. Well, with fasting, at least you can see some, fasting 1 or 2 days. I've heard. I can't seem to manage to do it, but that's something that's perfectly safe. If you do it right under, the right, talking to a doctor first, of course. But a lot of doctors promote that kind of idea just you know, uh, once in a while. That's definitely different from this. You're not going to end up looking like Eugenia from fasting for 1 or 2 days. That's for sure. But yeah, this is what's going on. And it's it's again, it's like an unspoken type of thing. They're just putting these images out there and no one's really addressing it. No one's talking about it so much. But I do think that there's connections here. I mean, you just can't help but see the connection between the two. They look the same. It's like mother daughter, what I mean? Mother daughter satanic anorexics, Yeah, I mean, those are the glamour queens of our times. That's how that's how bad, that's how horrific, that's how much society has fallen in so many ways. Yes. All right, so you see, just to wrap it up, yes, we got one wand here, getting attention for them, but coins and coins and coins and coins. It's all about making money and destroying health. And I get a few swords here, swords and swords and swords. And the only major arcana we get is the moon, which is deception, lies, creating divisiveness, misleading people, keeping them in the dark, right? That's what they want. They want to keep everyone in the dark. Oh, don't think about facts. Just think about fantasies of being thin. So yeah, so it's obviously very unhealthy. But I think that more and more the doctors are coming out and warning against it, and hopefully preventing people from going on it that really shouldn't. I don't think anyone should go on it. My opinion. I think that yeah. So there you have it. So I hope you found this interesting. Thank you all for being here. It's great seeing you all. And until next time, hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.